Oh, for some reason I thought they were expecting us today. So, like, I thought they were expecting us today.
Initially she was, and that's when I pushed her. So then he said
I hope we get the Glamor Tram. You might have been on Supercharge. Right. Usually they come up to you like this. Chips? No, what we can do is
okay, she serves. Judge a book by its cover. It's also premium gas.
Anniversary to the world famous studio tour. You look day over 59, you cheeky minx. Have the best time here, guys.
Parliament reformed Universal Pictures and began the unorthodox practice of
Once again, guys, as you go around the queue, don't forget to grab those sleeping bags right in front of you as you go around the queue.
In 1964, Universal opened its doors to the public, investing $4 million to build food courts, parking lots, and restaurants.
There's one down there.
all the way down, folks, all the way down.
During the tour, and you can pay for those who are paying for appliances,
They're already blocking.
So, go ahead.
Huh?
They're already blocking. So
Finally, if you're taking those around, and please do not use selfie sticks. Awful. How was it first? Earlier, this is the
no, not yet. They're going to ask us to.
Sounds like an autistic meltdown right there.
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, folks. My name is Johnny Ray. Our driver today is Titus. We're going to take you behind the scenes of one of the biggest and busiest motion picture and television studios. Welcome to the 60th anniversary Universal Studio Tour. Seated at all times, our tram is in motion. Arms, legs inside the vehicle at all times. In case of an emergency, if something falls overboard, you have a medical emergency, sound or video issues, can't wait to use the bathroom, all the emergency equipment is located above your heads and runs down the middle of the ceiling of the tram, and I'll be very happy to assist you as soon as it is safe to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, once again, please remain seated, arms and legs inside the vehicle. No smoking, no vaping of any kind. Be prepared, our tour today features loud noises, fire effects, sudden trap movements, and many water effects. Of course, you want to have your cameras out for great photo opportunities, but keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. And finally, for your safety and those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while on board. And to get the show off the road, let's kick off our 60th anniversary tour with our special guest today. He is the host and star of the Tonight Show on NBC. Here is my friend Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy, take it away.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Fallon. Welcome aboard the world-famous studio tour. I know what you're thinking. Why the tux? Well, we're celebrating our 60th anniversary. That's right, 60 years of glitz, glamour, and our own great white shark. As we celebrate our diamond anniversary today, we'll pay tribute to Universal's past and take you behind the scenes to discover why this studio tour is world famous. So whether this is your first visit or your 60th, get ready for fun, excitement, and an experience like no other.
And yes, thank you, Jimmy. On March 15, 1915, our founder, Carl Lemley, invited the public into the studio to watch silent movies being made. Guests could walk from set to set and marvel at the new technology involved in filmmaking. But with the invention of sound and the need for quiet on the set, the original walking tour ended. The 1960s, under the leadership of company chairman Lou Wasserman and executives Al Torskin and Jay Stein, the idea of reviving a tour of the studio return to the Great Line bus tours originated in Hollywood made a stop at our gates. On July 15, 1964, the first of our red and white candy-striped Glamor Trams took 67 passengers on our tour-hour driving tour of the Universal lot, and the world-famous studio tour was born. We started with 2 drivers, 2 guides, and 1 ticket seller working out of a trailer on Lancaster Boulevard. From there, the studio tour expanded with fantastic, one-of-a-kind Hollywood elements like the Burning House and the Rock Slide, which were in this area of the lot back in the 1970s and 1980s. Now, folks, we thought that by now we'd have hover trams, but these are pretty cool too. We're on board our newest version of the tour vehicle, the electric tram, as we continue our commitment to creating a wireless, zero-emissions studio tour fleet. So we're no strangers to innovation when it comes to our tour vehicles. We started with the Glamor Trams in 1964. In 1983, we upgraded to Supercharge, allowing us to carry more guests and experience more thrills. In 2000, we added onboard video tuning, turning the tram into a movie theater on wheels. Let's see where the studio tour will take us today. Welcome to Universal Studios. Welcome to Hollywood. On your left, you're seeing our sound stages. To tell us more, here's our next 60th anniversary guest from Peacock series Bel Air, Jabari Banks and Ollie Charlatan.
We're leaving the theme park behind and entering the front lot where real Hollywood magic is made. Now, we'll go inside the sound stages that surrounds us and can create any kind of environment the script demands.
For the past 60 years, studio tour visitors have driven right by these buildings, and inside these walls, the sets from your favorite TV shows and movies have transported audiences anywhere the imagination can take you, even to a palatial mansion in Bel Air.
When we film Bel Air, we love coming out of the sound stages and seeing the trams filled with excited guests as they drive by.
So, keep an eye out.
You'll never know who
or what
you'll see on the studio tour.
That is correct. All right. Really, really cool. That was some sound stages that were to our left. You can see these trucks and trailers to the left. This is what you call base camp in any production. Base camp comprised of trailers for hair, makeup, personal dressing rooms, wardrobe. You can see some more back there. You see that? Now, what is base camp used for? Well, an actor has to report to base camp either in the morning, afternoon, or evening, whichever that call time is. sign in. You have to know that they're there. They get into hair and makeup, wardrobe, and then wait till the scene is, their scene is going to be filmed that day at the time, whenever it's filmed. And when they're ready, they're shuttled to wherever the scene is being filmed that day, all right? Base camp could be inside a studio, as you saw here, or it could be on location, which means it could be anywhere here in LA or any state, any place here in the US or anywhere in the world. Yeah. These bungalows. We have more sound stages here to your right. Here are some shows from the past you might have heard of or might have even seen. Sound stages on these small bungalows. Here's Chris Melandre to tell you all about them.
In the early days of the studio, these bungalows were used as dressing rooms to the stars of Hollywood's golden age. Now, they're used as offices where some of Hollywood's top directors, writers, and producers work their magic to get a production ready, including my company, Illumination. At Illumination, we've made some of the most successful animated films in box office history, including Despicable Me, The Lorax, The Secret Life of Pets, Minions, Sing, The Grinch, and the Super Mario Brothers movie. And the team is hard at work again as we launch our next film, Despicable Me 4.
I know you love your dada. Go on, say it. Yes, of course he loves you.
All right, really cool. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Raps, we have Bungalow 5195. Those were the offices to the great master, incomparable Alfred Hitchcock. Master of suspense. Director, master of suspense. Yeah, we have more sound stages to the left. Hi! We have sound stages 25 and 26. Lopez versus Lopez films and sound stage 25 to the left. Alright, yeah. We have two sound stages, 25, 26. They're fairly new. And once again, let's see what Jimmy Fallon has to say.
We're about to cross the imaginary boundary onto the back lot, where we have exterior sets for many outdoor scenes. Over the last 60 years, studio tour guests have seen these locations turned into big cities, quiet suburbs, even that guy's hometown. Yeah, that guy. For countless movies and TV shows. This is Universal's Metro sets.
Yep. Here's the entrance to New York Street, off to your left. It's closed to the public. Bel Air was filming there yesterday. They're striking the set, which means that after they film, they have to pick up everything that was used to film the scene. So striking, this time. Prepping means the opposite. They'll prep, they'll prepare the set for it. We're going behind the scenes. I think I have a clip here. Let's see if Jimmy Fallon is there to show you what New York Street looks like.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there. An old woman. Tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here. Hey, it's cool guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, even if you make it here at the Universal lot.
Here we are, London Square. This is the area that was actually what the old King Kong was. Let me see if I find what I'm looking for here. Yeah, I like this by this area. Yeah, here's Jack Black.
and self-action. Did you know the Metro sets were once the home to Hollywood's biggest star? Right here is where the original studio tour King Kong attraction resided from 1986 until 2008. He stood 30 feet tall and weighed in at 13,000 pounds. Over the years, millions of guests got to meet King Kong face to face as he shook the tram. So close you could feel his hot banana breath.
Yes, now many of these sets are what we call facade of that.
That's my last line, and then Tram moves on to the next thing.
That's it. Thank you, Jack Black. All right, so yeah, let's continue our journey. We're talking about King Kong. Here's King Kong director Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up into the future. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times.
All right, my friends, please secure your personal belongings, your wallets, cell phones, backpacks, purses, toys, anything that may fall overboard. You don't want to drop anything in here because you may not get it back. I cannot get out of the track to pick it up, neither can you. All right, so make sure nothing falls out. Secure your belongings. Do remain seated, arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. And welcome to Skull Island. Largest digital 3D screens, starting over 40 feet tall, 180 feet long, and utilizes some of the most advanced technology in filmmaking today. The film was designed by Peter Jackson and his team at Weta Digital, filmmakers at Weta, now called Weta FX. It won quite a few Academy Academy Awards, worked on films such as Guardrails, Trilogy, Avatar, The Way of Water, The Hobbit trilogies, and many more. Hang on to those 3D glasses, folks. You may be using them again.
With a project like the studio tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. They're seeing calls from this side, experiences from the other side.
We always know that people in there are looking straight ahead, they're looking at the shot that we're working on.
You have to take into account that people are looking in all directions.
Also, one of the things about this ride on those canoes that we're used to working on, there's no cuts. Because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving along through Scott Island is where the camera's from. This way represents where the screen is 10 meters away. We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels,
2 to 3 years.
presented to the audience, it's a hell of a ride.
Peter Jackson probably got ripped off by Hungry T-Rex. Check out this artist, Tristan. That's famous Universal mural, iconic monster.
Little part of the process of designing the murals was getting to go to their Universal archive. Going there, I got to see in person props from the movies, photos from behind the scenes, original illustrations, photos, movie posters, all the stuff. I had an early affection for movie monsters. I was always fascinated by the magic behind making movies, but I fell in love with zombie movies and monster movies as a young kid. My world that I come from is skateboarding and graffiti and comic books. You always have to pay homage to where that art form started. And for me, it started getting stuff in the street illegally, tagging billboards and dumpsters. Without that, I never would be here using spray paint like this.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this body of water is what we call the Hollywood Ocean. Here in 1974, we added the parting of the Red Sea to the studio tour, inspired by the classic film The Ten Commandments. The star of the movie, Charlton Heston, made an appearance to part the waters for our guests. The Glamor Trams seemed to drive right through the lake and give everyone on board a sea-level view.
This tram is overloaded. Tell them they can walk on water. It's part of the tour.
Yeah. It's part of the, I like the way he said the tour. The tour. Tell them to walk on water. It's part of the tour. Alright, so folks, we're going to my favorite spot on the whole back lot, alright? The area that we call Little Europe. It's my favorite spot. I'll explain later on why, but right now, we can make this area look like any European country you want. We change the language on the signs, set decoration, whatnot, and all that cool stuff. Spain, Germany, France, England. Alright? But here's a show that you may have seen. This show was filmed a lot on these sets.
You, Eleanor Shellstrom, are dead.
Look at the place.
Cool. This location, the afterlife, come on. I've never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
Hi there. How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
Good place, starring Ted Danson. Why is this my favorite spot of the whole back lot? Because I'm a fan of the classic Universal monster movies. Those black and white films, Dracula, The Wolfman, Bride of Frankenstein, Hunchback of Notre Dame, The Mummy, The Invisible Man, Phantom of the Opera. Yeah, all these cool movies were filmed right here in Little Europe. The Frankenstein monster ran through these streets over and over and over again in each film. If you noticed at the beginning of the clip, the villager says, "The monster, he's in the woods." He didn't say Frankenstein. They're not chasing the doctor. They're chasing the monster. A lot of people make the common mistake of referring to the monster as Frankenstein, when in reality, Frankenstein is the last name of the doctor who created the monster, Dr. Henry Frankenstein. The monster never had a name. It's always known as the monster or the creature. All right? Yeah. A little bit of information that you might have not known. Okay. Colin Clive played Dr. Henry Frankenstein. Boris Karloff played the monster. Right? He didn't play Frankenstein, he played the monster. The first three movies, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, and Son of Frankenstein, all are about the doctor and his son. The monster, once again, is just a monster. As a matter of fact, in the first Frankenstein film, it's called Frankenstein because it's talking about the doctor, right? And the first one, when they have the credits with the names of the actors who play the characters, it says the monster, and then there's a question mark. At the end of the movie, they repeat the credits, the cast, and then it says the monster, Boris Karloff. All right. Here's what some famous Hollywood executives have to say, directors have to say about the movies.
That's what we think of monsters.
Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman,
Bride of Frankenstein, The Mummy,
The Hunchback of Notre Dame, The Invisible Man, Phantom of the Opera.
Classic films. They're just brilliantly made.
That Frankenstein image, flathead.
See, he makes the mistake, Frankenstein image.
That to me was like the essence of the universal horror film. I was just mesmerized by this movie.
Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney.
I remember the original Universal Studios Mummy movie really scaring me.
They still ring in our memories now, and we love them.
So we're going into Soundstage 50. This area was closed for about a year, right? It stood here in the back lot. We've reopened it, revamped it. Major productions filmed in here. You can see the detail of the set, how it looks. Oh, we already have the second floor hanging down. So you can see where the makeup department is located. Back there we have some equipment, film equipment and whatnot. Yeah, welcome to California. All right. The attraction originally opened 35 years ago in 1989. I just reopened this week for our 60th anniversary with a completely Hollywood makeover, updating all the props and movie-making equipment, bringing the set into the 21st century. Our attraction was inspired by the disaster classic Earthquake. The movie Earthquake will celebrate its 50th anniversary year. It was released in November of 1974. It starred Charlton Heston, Richard Roundtree, and Ava Gardner, and our Metro sets. Now here's something many people don't know. On our release schedule in 1974, Earthquake, which opened around Thanksgiving, was supposed to be followed by an even more terrifying film at Christmas. Production delays kept that from happening, but eventually the audiences got to visit Amity Island for the summer. So welcome to Amity, where every day is like the 4th of July. Amity was a popular New England resort town until they were terrorized by a great white shark. But Mayor Vaughn wants you to know that these beaches are perfectly safe and they will open this summer season. Alright, what's that? That only means one thing. There it is. driver of the studio tour since 1976. Shark made its backlot debut. Now, folks, we're now heading into a classic attraction here on the backlot. And here to tell you about it is today's show co-host and weather anchor,
it crashed right here.
Al Roker.
So does the driver still work there?
Probably like what does the job do for it?
I think it's probably longer for that. Because if it was mechanical over.
That's my favorite part of the tour. Well, a special effect. In fact, to demonstrate how weather effects are created, we debuted our first major attraction here on the studio tour way back in 1968. Welcome to the only part of the backlot with a 100% chance of rain. The flash flood.
That is correct. We make it rain by using an overhead sprinkler system. We just kept out of the camera's view. Water from up gets in the air, rolls back down like real rain. Now, we all know what happens in sunny California. When it rains a little bit too much, you get mudslides and flash floods. Of gallons of recycled water released from large tanks located at the top of the hill. Here's a scene from the movie Big Fat Liar that was shot right there. And then the mines from we leave old Mexico to now take you into the wild, wild west.
This town ain't big enough for the both of us, Jimmy Fallon.
Well, I ain't going anywhere, Jimmy Fallon.
Now look here, a lot of folks in this tram don't want no trouble. They just want to check out 6 Points, one of the oldest sets on the Universal line.
I hear this is where John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart shot a few of their westerns.
That's right. That's where I aim to shoot here.
Looks like we got ourselves a Mexican standoff. Lucky shot.
Now what say you mount up and get out of town while the getting's good?
All right. Well, I'll see you again, fella.
Oh, you can count on it, fella. Now get.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
We just have to talk it out, that's all.
Yeah, the Hollywood movie magic right before your eyes. Going through this area once again, we have the Hollywood Ocean, which there's a movie celebrating its 70th anniversary. The Creature from the Black Lagoon, yeah, 1954, was filmed. These scenes are filmed on our Hollywood Ocean. Really cool. All right, so to the right we have some props. They're inspired by the Western. Prop is anything on a set that's held or touched by an actor. It can be something as small as a paperclip or something as large as a grand piano. A property warehouse holds over 1 million props, and props are added every single day. To the left, we have what is known as, well, the oldest street on the backlot. This, in its heyday, Denver Street, was really popping with a lot of westerns. This is what it looked like back in its heyday.
You're just gonna stir things up here. That I am.
Mine hit the ground first. Mine was taller.
Okay, right, two Hollywood icons, the Duke and John Wayne, Kirk Douglas. Kirk Douglas, Michael Douglas's father, and the Duke, John Wayne. He's known as the Duke. Yeah, John Wayne. To the right, we have Miss Mona's Chicken Ranch from the best little whorehouse in Texas. It's also used for the horror film Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses, TV shows that is about a boy, movies, Beethoven, and as you can see here. This is a practical set, which means you can film inside that house. I did mention earlier that a facade, most of these buildings are facades are just the fronts and sides of buildings. We can show the camera's going to see. Here you have a facade and a practical set, both side by side. Alright, I love this street. Colonial's open. I thought it was closed, but it's open. Alright. Also known as Wisteria Lane from ABC's Desperate Housewives. We used to watch that show. It was on for 8 very successful seasons. Also the home to Maitri Ramakrishnan and Never Have I Ever. This house yellow here, this yellow house here to the left. Plays Davey on the show. So we reuse these sets over and over and over again, changing the appearance constantly. That's why you don't recognize them from one production to the next.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's a good neighbor.
All the productions that are filmed on the street. Colonial Street to the Lion Estates. You may remember that the Lion Estates was where Marty McFly lived in the Back to the Future trilogy. Live in the home of tomorrow, today. These signs are replicas of the original props made for the 30th anniversary of the first film. Now, one of the executive producers of Back to the Future is Steven Spielberg, and right now we are on Steven Spielberg Drive, which is appropriate because of our long relationship with the Academy Award-winning director. You could say it goes all the way back to the earliest days of the studio tour.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a tour bus. Remember, in those days there weren't trams, there were buses called the Grey Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. This was my first time ever on a movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, I hid in the bathroom, and when everybody left to get back on the bus, I waited another 15 minutes until I'm sure the bus left, and then I had the entire lot to myself that day. And in those days, movie lots were so crowded because all movies were made on film lots. Today they're made all over the world, on locations, but most of it was focused in those days, in the 60s, on the film lots. So nobody noticed me when I was going around from soundstage to soundstage, and I really felt, in my own young way, I owned the lot and had the most amazing day of my life.
And my friends, it's fitting that toward the end of Spielberg Drive, we find one of the largest exterior sets from his hit film, War of the Worlds, starring Tom Cruise.
The airplane crash is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around the vision that Steven had.
When you first began to sit down to talk about War of the Worlds, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in the theater? Because it's just something you don't see.
Welcome to the crash site set from War of the Worlds. Large-scale sets like this have been this part of the studio tour for several decades. Before production destroyed the suburban neighborhood for the film, it was Site B for Jurassic Park 3. Prior to that, it served as the whimsical who-will for How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Shots every shoot made sure to make room for the tram so they could drive right up and get a close-up look at these iconic sets. Now, here's, this is one of my favorites. On your right is a set that has been a highlight since the original 1964 studio tour. This is the home of Norman Bates and Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho.
Volkswagen and Volvo.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Yeah, Psycho released in 1960, starring Anthony Perkins, Vera Miles, and Jet Li. And as we pass the house, you might want to check out the second floor window. My mother usually looks out the window to see if that's there. But up next is our official scale replica of LA's most iconic landmark, the Hollywood sign. We're celebrating our 60th. The Hollywood sign has been commemorating its centennial year. That was interesting. I hadn't heard that music before. Let me see this other clip. This is another. For the first few decades of the studio tour, one of our hallmarks was a visit to Prop Plaza, where guests disembarked for once-in-a-lifetime photos and to interact with characters, vehicles, and props from their favorite productions. Well, guess what? Just for our 60th anniversary, we brought back that opportunity. Now, this is your exclusive chance to take pictures and reminisce and walk around the plaza. Now remember, folks, this is going to be a limited stop. We're going to let you out. You're going to walk around, and then you're going to take another tour, another tram with another driver, another tour guide. So when you're ready to continue, simply follow the signs. Like I said, you'll be boarding a different tram with a brand new studio guide. So remember to gather all your personal belongings and your 3D glasses. You will need them when we resume the tour. As you disembark, please walk towards the front of the tram and have fun. Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. Please slide all the way to the end of the row so we can make every seat available. All the way to the right. If you have any small children, place them towards the center of the row, away from the outer gates. If you do need 3D glasses, put your hand up in the air. We'll get them to you. You will be needing 3D glasses for this final act of our 60th anniversary studio tour. As those gates come down, please watch your hands, watch your feet. Don't want anything getting pinched. We'll be on the road in just a few moments. Sit back and relax.
We're on the set of our new hit sitcom St. Dennis Medical.
You know, they say laughter is the best medicine.
You know, I'd say penicillin was a close second.
Naproxen sodium isn't too bad either. Sorry about that. But since we don't have any clips of actual medicine to show you,
that would make for a pretty boring tour.
Let's laugh at some of the funniest moments from Universal comedy history.
I'm laughing already.
Playback!
Tipitos.
The new phone book's here! The new phone book's here!
I went to answer the phone, I was gone a second, I came back in, he let himself out of the playpen, he put on Scarface, and he glued his hands to the rum bottle. Okay?
All right, and away we go. Well, I'm Justin. I will be your tour guide for this final act of our tour. Dina's our driver, and we are approximately 15 minutes from the end of our tour. We will be returning to the theme park shortly. Remember to pull the emergency cord if you need any assistance. Please remain seated on the tram at all times. Now, throughout our history, we have been fortunate to work with generation-defining directors here at Universal. From Steven Spielberg to Alfred Hitchcock. But now there's a whole new generation of filmmakers that are making their mark in the industry, and one of them is Academy Award-winning writer, director, Jordan Peele.
I remember going to Universal Studios when I was 12 years old, feeling this feeling of wonder. You know, one of my first trips at Universal Studios, seeing the Jaws ride. One of my favorite movies of all time. Just feeling like, that's him. That's the Jaws. Like, I don't even know if that is the Jaws. I hope it is. Sharing a space with Hitchcock and Spielberg, I couldn't be more proud.
Well, guys, we are about to take you to Jupiter's Claim, the actual sets of Jordan's latest film, Nope. I'm here to tell you all about these sets. Once again, writer-director Jordan Peele.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Jupe Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Sheriff. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Well, I do.
A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso Experience, built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Oh, it's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy of a gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of a UFO hotspot. What's a bad miracle? Welcome to the world of no.
Yeah, I think we're gonna take that advice and get out. Yeah. Well, guys, we're heading toward a part of the studio where we once had an attraction called the Doomed Glacier Expedition, better known as the Ice Tunnel. Featured in an episode of the $6 Million Man starring Lee Majors, with Andre the Giant as Bigfoot. The tram would climb to an imaginary elevation of 12,000 feet. The only way back to the theme park was through the Ice Tunnel, where the slightest sound could trigger an avalanche. And it always did, causing the tram to tilt and spin along with the Hollywood special effects. Well, from tilting to drifting, it's about to get fast and furious.
He's on the radio. I was trying to install it.
Look, this might be more serious than I thought. What just happened? This is a secure line. Who are you?
I'll tell you who I am, boy. I'm the reason bad guys use a nightlight. I'm the reason the boogeyman begs his mama to look under his bed. And I'm the reason you just lost control of this whole operation. My name is Special Agent Luke Hobbs of the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service. And as of 16.9 seconds ago, I'm the man in charge.
The hell you are.
Let me clue you in on two things, sweet cheeks. One, there's a high-value witness from the Federal Protection Program aboard your vehicle. And two, an international crime syndicate led by Owen Shaw is honing in on this vehicle to take that witness out. Shaw's as ruthless as they come, and he'll stop at nothing to eliminate his target. Every living soul on this vehicle is in serious danger. Other than that, enjoy the ride.
This is not your jurisdiction.
It is now, stink pickle.
I am so tired of you stinking.
All right, guys, just to let you know, we are experiencing some technical issues with our Fast and the Furious attraction. We do apologize for that, but we're gonna have to take it on home, as they say. Now, in Hollywood, when things don't go according to plan, we call that a blooper, and that's exactly what this is. Here are some more Universal bloopers. Well, once again, our master of ceremonies, Jimmy Fallon.
Over the past 6 decades, the studio tour has taken guests on an amazing behind-the-scenes look at a movie studio in a way that only Universal can. I hope that you had a great time today, and on behalf of everyone at NBC Universal, thank you for joining us to celebrate our diamond anniversary. Here's to another 60 years.
Well, thank you, Jimmy, and thank you for celebrating 60 years of the studio tour with us. For the last 6 decades, we've given you an insider look into Hollywood, from TV's first golden age to our current era of streaming and binge-watching your favorite shows. As movies get bigger on the big screen, we've given you exclusive access to ride the movies. No matter how much entertainment changes or how we experience it, we'll be here at the studio tour to show you how it's done. Our 60th anniversary means a lot to us because the studio tour is where it all began. For Universal destinations and experiences, to Glamor Trams traveling around the lot in summer of 1964, we have developed into so much more, including 7 theme parks all over the world, entertaining millions of guests, to the upcoming Universal Epic Universe opening in 2025. To our pass holders, thank you for visiting us again. If you're not a pass member, the Universal box office, we can upgrade to an annual pass back again and again. To purchase any of the Universal titles, this other tour is www.upag.com or retail stores for more information. Download the Universal Studios Hollywood app. Get up to the minute wait time, showtime for all of our rides and attractions. Do some mobile food ordering there. On behalf of myself and everyone here at Universal Studios Hollywood, we hope you enjoyed your exclusive behind-the-scenes experience. It's been 60 years in the making. As we say here in Hollywood, that's a wrap. As you open these gates, be sure to exit to your left towards the back of the tram for your safety. Thanks again.
Celebrating our